tonight's show, we have radio personality and host Chica Simone. And now for your host, KoolKard. Welcome back, good people. Welcome back. This is episode 18 of the Kickin' with KoolKard show. I am KoolKard. Yes, I am KoolKard. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. We have another guest this week. As always, last week I had Miss Dia. She is a radio personality on independent radio. Well, guess what? This week I have a radio personality, a host. She's into, I think she's into marketing, advertising, and she's like a booking agent and all that good stuff. And she does internet radio. So we talked about the differences between commercial and independent last week. Well, this week we're going to talk about the difference between commercial and internet. Internet, yes, it is independent as well, but it's a whole different dynamic. It's a new wave. It's offering new opportunities. So we're going to jump into all that, and she can tell us a little bit more insight on how it's run, the positives, the negatives, the freedom that she may have, or the restraints that she may have doing internet radio. So yeah, we're going to jump into that. Now, last week I also had the opportunity to be interviewed by her and her co-host, Dan Didier, I believe it. Dan Didier, I'm sorry. I'm butchering his name. Sorry, Dan, if you're watching. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I had the pleasure of being interviewed on their show, which I don't get interviewed too often because I'm always doing an interview. And so it was cool. We had a great time. Kicked it for about an hour. We talked about 5G. We talked about COVID. We talked about music. We talked about my show, all that stuff. So this week it is her turn. I'm paying it back and I'm paying it forward. All right. So without further ado, let me bring her in with a nice little intro like I always do. And we'll bring her on. Here we go. Chica, welcome to the show.
Hey, KoolKard.
What's going on?
What's going on? Oh, we said it at the same time.
Know, right?
How you doing?
Jinx.
I know, right? And Coke, you owe me a Coke. Yes, all is good. How's everything?
Oh man, everything is lovely. Everything is beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
Laying low, trying to beat, trying to duck the COVID, man.
Oh, me too. Are you wearing a mask when you go outside?
Yeah, every time I step outside, I'm in a mask. I'm masked up. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, you can't play with it, man. You can't play with it.
No. I'm so happy to be here. Oh, wait till I tell Dan you butchered his name. I thought you were going to say Don Cornelius.
He probably heard it.
Don Cornelius.
I know, right? I Steve Harvey him.
No, the same thing. It's okay. You'll see.
Yeah, it's all good. Blame it on my mind. Blame it on my mind.
No, or
blame it on my wine.
My people know me. I keep it fresh.
That's a good glass. You gonna finish that by the time the show's over with?
Ooh, I doubt it.
Nah, take that slow.
I do.
So you might
I'll be under the chair.
You might nod off on me. Don't do that.
Oh God, no.
So listen, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. It was a pleasure doing your show last week. I had a lot of fun. I hope to get back on there soon so we could just talk about, I don't know, some different topics.
Yeah. We have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So that's what we're on here for, is to talk about your show. Like I was saying, I was telling my audience that I had another radio personality on last week, which I don't normally do consecutively, but it's fitting because we're talking about commercial versus independent, and she's on FM, but she's independent. So with talking about the differences between that and the freedom she has and what she can and cannot do. So with you, internet radio. Well, before that, just tell the audience a little bit about yourself and where you're from, and how you got to Atlanta and all that.
Oh God, that's a long story. No, it's a short story. I got here in '94, but I'm from South Central Los Angeles, West Side. No, I'm from South Central. Exactly, West Side. And I've been here since '94, and I love Georgia. But the funny thing is, I literally came to Atlanta with the intent on singing, thinking I'd pursue my singing career. Okay. Funny thing is, it was never a passion, but it was something I wanted to do. I never thought that I'd get into radio. And it kind of it like fell in my lap basically, but I knew it was something I thought about doing, many years ago. And sure enough, I don't know, this idea just came to me, and the name of the show is Let's Get It All Out, the Let's Get It All Out show. When that name came to me, I thought about, how would, run this show, and sure enough, I pitched it to someone, and they bought me on their network. It was like the day I met them, they said, "When can you start?"
Oh, wow.
And from that
when
point,
does that happen?
from there, this was, oh God, I can't even remember the year. Cool. It's been so many years, but that was, and shout out to ATL Web Radio because they gave me my first start. So it went from them because it was just strictly online. Mm-hmm. And then I was picked up by Collabo Music, shout out to them. And they were terrestrial. They were FM bound, syndicated here in Atlanta, Miami, Florida, and the Bronx, New York.
Oh, wow.
And we were also live online as well. I think I took a sabbatical for a while and ended up going to where I am now, my home, X Squad Radio Network. So shout out to my crew.
Okay, that's a question for you then.
Okay,
what do you prefer? Do you prefer terrestrial or do you prefer internet radio?
So that's a good question because I enjoy both aspects. I think the reason I did enjoy FM was because if you weren't in your car and you weren't listening to us, on the radio, you could actually see us online. So, and most of the people actually went online to listen to the show. So I started to realize, down the line that online seemed to get more of an audience, than it did when it was FM bound.
Yeah.
And so even though I like both, I will say online. I would say online and podcast.
Well, so online, so without being syndicated like FM radio and being syndicated and all that, so internet radio, you still have that broad reach because anybody in the world could just log on, tune in, right?
And that's it. And like you just said, anybody in the world, because when you're terrestrial, you only have a certain, like for instance, where I was with Collabo Music, there was a certain radius we had in Atlanta, as well as, the Bronx and Miami. But when you're online, it's like anybody could see. We had people from other states where we were not syndicated that actually listened to my show, but they were only able to listen via online.
Right.
So it makes it better, when you have an online network.
And I want to go back to you being an artist at first. So I think like being an artist, because I was an artist myself, I think this kind of goes hand in hand because you're already on the mic, you're already in front of people, or you're already always speaking or singing or rapping or whatever. So I think it just kind of goes hand in hand, and you just fall right into the role, and it's natural for us. Now, as far as artists are concerned, I think for like internet radio, when I was kind of like tailing off from what I was doing, internet radio started kind of booming. And I was like, wow, this is great because now you can kind of sound scan a little bit easier.
Right.
Get your numbers up, you know what I mean?
Right.
And get residuals, get royalties and all that type of stuff. Like people don't think about that. But if these internet radio DJs and personalities are playing your music, you're still going to get your money. You're still going to get paid. So they're, you know what I mean? A huge market. And I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a lot easier to get spins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
most definitely. And then you don't have to worry about licensing or FCC getting fined by the FCC because, a lot of people who have podcast shows, such as myself. Now, keep in mind, my show, I keep my show clean, but that's the same format that I had when I was doing FM. So I didn't want it to change because I'm really family oriented.
Right.
And however, there are people who do have shows where a person can come on and just be themselves and speak as if they were speaking, to their friends, on the streets. But that's the beauty of it. You can be who you are and not worry about, being fined because of the laws, the FCC laws, being syndicated. Now, not saying that is a good thing, but there's other benefits as well. There's other benefits as well. And also, as far as marketing, you can market doing FM, but it seems to be I don't know, the reach is so much more better, in my opinion, when you're online, doing it online, especially for marketing purposes.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. And I think also too with say you keeping your show clean, I think that gives you a better opportunity. So say if an FM radio station does come along and say, "Hey, Chico, we got a great opportunity
I'll
for
take
you.
it.
You know what I mean? Like we want you on our show on the air from 3 to 5 or whatever, 1 to 5, whatever." I think you got a better opportunity for that. Now, I'll say this for those who get on there and speak their mind, curse and talk about whatever, then they could still get a serious radio show, Sirius
Yeah,
XM satellite radio,
there you go.
and so I think it's a win-win. I
Yeah.
don't think you can lose by just getting on there and just being who you are. And you're being who you are by being clean. They're being who they are by getting on there saying whatever comes out the
Oh,
mouth.
yeah.
You
And
know?
there's so many networks that literally it's, free speech, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
They're doing really good, really good. The thing with me though is a lot of people that I know and have spoken to,
Mm-hmm.
they don't listen to the radio in their vehicles, and I'm one. I will listen to my playlist, Bluetooth it to my car,
Right.
and there are three personalities that I literally will listen to religiously. But after that, it's my own playlist.
Right.
And a lot of people do that when they're in their cars. They very rarely listen to the radio, let alone not many people have a system in their home
Yeah.
where they're,
They're
listening
listening
to
to the radio.
FM.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will listen to something from their computer or Bluetooth it from their phone.
Yep.
So
That's what I
it
do.
makes it, it makes it even greater. And even with the podcast, I mean, you have your following. There are some people, who would say, well, I like the guest that she has on her show. I want to continue to follow her show, and it grows and grows
Yeah.
and grows.
Yeah.
Versus on FM, you're kind of limited, with your reach
Yeah.
if you just FM.
I think you as far as you as a personality, your show, I think you can kind of guerrilla market and get a little bit more personal with your
Right,
listeners, because it's you direct to the consumer, so to speak,
right.
instead of a big old corporation just marketing the show. Of course, the personalities are known because they're on the radio and everybody, if they're listening
And
to the
that's
radio, whatever. But I think just for you, like worldwide, you have a further reach. Like a lot of people over in, I pray that he's doing good, but like say like over in Europe, a lot of people may not
right.
know a Ryan Cameron or something. You know what I mean?
I know. And
Um,
quick story. The funny thing is, and I posted this. When I first moved to Atlanta, he was one of the first personalities that I became attached to listening to.
mhm.
And I always said, everybody I have ever listened to, he really keeps me there. And not to take away from anyone else, he was just my favorite. And
Yeah.
there are a select few that I really like, but he was my favorite. When I got into radio, I kid you not, I said, if I were to emulate anyone, it would be him in a female sense, because I'm silly. I love to have
Right.
fun. I love to
Right.
laugh. I can go up and down, but that's how he is. I love his personality. And when I heard the news, and we're reporting this on my show tomorrow
Mhm.
about, what happened to him, it broke my heart. So,
Yeah.
naturally, I'm heavy in prayer for him,
Yeah,
his
prayers
full
go out
recovery.
for him, man, and his family.
Yeah.
Have you heard any updates? I haven't heard any updates since the news broke, honestly.
No, I haven't. So, sometimes no news is good news.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully he pulls through.
Yeah.
He's doing all right.
I hope so.
Lift him up in prayer. Anyone
Yeah.
who knows of him and listens to him and supports him, man, y'all lift him up in prayer.
Yeah,
Brother,
definitely.
Makes it out on the side that's upright, So
I know, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Upright for real.
yeah, it's just too much going on out here. It's just
It's
so
scary.
much going on.
It is so scary. It's almost
Yeah.
like, is this real?
I know.
Like it's something I would actually see in a movie. Like,
It
is
is.
this real?
It's like out of movie.
I'm literally walking
I
out with a
just
mask
watched-
on my face.
Right. Who would ever think you'd be walking around with a mask? For real.
Exactly.
Like it's
I
crazy. And it's so much to keep up with. Like you gotta think about when you go outside, get the mail, Like, put
Yeah.
some gloves on. You might want to spray your mail off and let it sit like outside for a minute. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
That's a lot of work,
It's a
but
lot to
it's
remember.
true.
So much to remember, you know?
You get tired just from checking the mail. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm tired.
Hey,
Yeah.
Prince KG. Who is Prince KG? He said, hey, KoolKard. And then Dan Didier, he said, oh, I heard it. So he heard me butcher his name.
And Don Cornelius.
Yeah, Don. What did I call him?
Everybody,
Don something.
everybody does. Don Corleone or something like that.
Don Cornholio.
Everybody butchers his name. Oh my God, it is so funny. We crack up.
Oh,
Mine is so easy until they get to Simone, Chica Simone. No, that's the E at the end. And that doesn't sound right either.
Ole, Simone.
You want to say, yes, you've been in my hood before. Yes. Simone.
Right? I used to live in El Paso, Texas. I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like living in Mexico. So
yeah.
I love it out there though, as far as the culture and everything and the food, man, it's good.
Look, I'm
Good
sorry.
times. Good times. Good times.
Oh,
I used to live out in LA a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know
So
about
have you
LA.
ever been to, what part of LA have you been to?
I've been to Inglewood. I've been to South Central. I haven't. You know what? I think I only passed through Compton. I never spent time in Compton, but I lived in like Sherman Oaks.
Oh, I lived in Sherman Oaks before too.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I lived out. It was a fort. I think it was like Fort Irwin or something like that. When I was a real kid, I lived out there. You know what's funny? You know,
name I have not heard in so long.
Fort Irwin, yeah, Barstow and all that. You want to hear something? Of something crazy. When I grew up, I don't know him. My brother remembers him, but Sean Garrett, Sean the Pen,
Sean
writer.
Garrett.
Yeah, he's a producer. He's a writer. Yeah,
Yes.
he grew up with us. His father was in the military.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My brother put me on to it one day. He was like, "Yo, you know that guy Sean Garrett? I think, like, yeah, that is that guy. They grew up."
Well, he's because I actually met him, and I want to say his brother.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
could
does
be
have
wrong.
a brother.
Okay, but we just gonna leave it at that.
He just met his brother. All right, we'll leave it at that.
And it was really more Sean Garrett.
Okay.
So we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, we leave it at that.
And it was nothing. Yes, yeah.
But yeah, so that was cool. I didn't know that. My brother put me on to that. I was like, yeah, he grew up with us. Yeah. So, I don't remember. I was too young, but.
Oh God! Wow. Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh.
So about your show though, what kind of what's the overall concept or message you want to get across with your show? Because I know you said it's clean, it's family oriented.
Yeah.
Talk about different topics. Like, what's the overall message that you convey with your show?
Okay, so the name of the show again is the Let's Get It All Out Show with Chica Simone and Dan Didier. Mm-hmm. And we have various topics. What we do is any guest that we bring on the show, the topic is based off of what they do, pretty much. Now, for instance, tomorrow we do have a guest coming on the show who basically has been on our show several times. So the topic of the show tomorrow is not pertaining to him. We're just going to talk about it. And that's what it is. We like to make sure that everything is informative, entertaining. We want to give something to the people that they can remember, when they're no longer listening to our podcast and want to come back.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, piggybacking off of something you said earlier, the good thing about being, having an online show, you can play unsigned artist music as much as you want to.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, so I'm like my own DJ as well. I'm a one-man band behind the scenes. So any errors and everything, that's on me. But I can play, artists. I will feature artists, and I just always tell them, they could submit their music as long as it's clean and edited, and I'll play it. I don't mind playing it. However, we do have many shows on the X Squad Radio Network because that's a platform that I'm on.
Right.
And the other hosts that has their podcast show, there are some. I'm going to shout out DeGradis. DeGradis, he holds it down for the West Side Wednesdays. On Wednesdays after my show.
Okay.
And his music is all about the West Side because that's where he lives,
Wait, we talking about West Side, yes, or West Side Atlanta?
I forgot how to do it. Yes, West Side. So, yeah, he will play any and everything, So I mean, if you're one of those people who don't like filth, flarny, filth, don't listen to it.
Okay.
But I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
So we talking about West Side Atlanta?
No, West Side Los Angeles.
Side, okay,
We have hosts in different states. That's on the X Squad Radio Network.
Got you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he is South Central, so he holds it down.
Yeah.
And I'll invite any of my guests on anyone else's podcast. If they have music that they just don't want to edit and make clean, I'm like, well, I know somebody who will play it. But for my show, it has to be clean. And that is the beauty of it, And I get so many submittals from people, and some of the music that I hear is funny. I'm like, bro, I'm not playing that on my show, but it's funny.
Hey, you know what? I probably got somebody that I would like to submit to you, actually.
Yeah, you should. I'll play it too. It's good.
I'll let you know. We'll talk after the show.
I don't know what this one person said. I was like, what? Yeah,
we'll talk after the show. Yeah, I think I got somebody in mind.
Oh yeah,
be a good look for him.
Oh yeah, and it's amazing because I do love FM, and if that opportunity were to come around, I would definitely do it. Absolutely, because I didn't realize that when I said I moved to Atlanta to pursue a singing career, flop because I had a band that I was singing with here, and we never went outside of rehearsal. That's about as far as it got. It was like, okay, when are we gonna get a real gig?
Right.
But it seems like I realized doing radio is my actual passion.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? When I first started, I don't see myself not ever wanting to do it. I love my podcast show. I love my guests. When I have my guests on, it's so much fun. I had so much fun with you when you were on too.
And it was great.
Oh my God, you have me cracking up.
It was great. Good energy. Great energy.
Yes.
So we definitely got to get back on there and just talk about whatever. You come up with the topic, I'll bring the talk.
I trust me, I certainly will. But yeah, I do love what I do. And the other thing too is I'm all about giving back.
Okay.
I do want to be heavily involved with philanthropy. So one of the things that I pride myself on doing, Dan and I decided, one day, let's go ahead and every month find out what foundation we could raise awareness for.
Okay.
And promote that. So every show for that month is going to be catered. Like, for instance, this is April. This is autism awareness. So we like to promote that. But I also want to be able to do some fundraising events as well. So I don't want to utilize my platform just to, bring guests on the show and interview and play music, because I do play, commercial music also. I want to open it up to be able to do some bigger and broader things with it.
To make a difference.
Absolutely.
Hey, do me one favor. Can you turn your speakers down just a little bit? I hear myself a little bit in there. Yeah, it's coming back at me. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we good. Okay. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what would you say to anybody who's like on the fence of, they want to get on radio and they're kind of like, oh, well, because some people frown at internet radio because they don't take it seriously. They want to go FM. So what would you say to somebody who's like on the fence of like, should I pursue the FM?
Did you freeze on me?
I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you didn't freeze on me.
Okay, there you go. You're good now.
Okay, all right.
You're good now. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't freeze on my end. So what I was saying was, what would you say to somebody who's on the fence of saying, they're thinking like, man, should I go down the avenue of pursuing FM radio, or should I break into the internet radio market? And then, okay, that's one question. What would you say to them? And then also, it doesn't always happen as easily as it happened for you, as saying, hey, I want to do radio, and somebody says, when can you start? How would they even break into internet radio, or is it that easy?
It's really not hard to break into internet radio if you really want to do it, because so many people started out with a podcast. You just got to find out, where do you want your show to be hosted? Okay. The platform that I'm on, we're heard on several, other additional platforms. But I mean, it's not hard. The thing is, one, you cannot be afraid of the mic.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to know how to talk to people and ask questions, the right questions.
Right.
I think I this is funny because I think for me the reason why it came so easy is because I've been in sales and marketing for over 20 something years. I used to tell people I can sell your shoestrings off your shoes to you. So I think I have the gift of gab. But it came easy, but I will not lie. I was very nervous when I first started.
Of course.
I was like, oh, I started stuttering and I was like, oh my God. So it finally got to a point where, I don't know, it seems like when I'm on a mic, it's almost like I become a different person. It's like, I am who I am right now. What you see right now, that's who I am. But it's like when I get a mic in my hand, it feels like I'm in my element.
Absolutely.
You know, so when it's a passion, then yeah, for sure, go for it. You know, go for it. I would say, you know, look into how you can get started doing your own podcast show, and start from there, and promote it like crazy. You know, put it out there.
Would you say if you start a podcast, is it easier that way where you start a podcast and then you make contact with one of these internet radios and stations and say, hey, I have my own podcast. Would you be interested in allowing me to allowing you to host it on your platform? And is that how it works?
I mean, I won't say that it could, because, you know, there's so many people who are, you know, have a podcast show that wants to go FM bound, and obviously they're not there yet. Right. But I would say give it a shot. You know, why not? I've yet to do that. You know, what I do is I just tag everybody. I'm the tag queen. Yeah. I'm going to tag everybody. And if they see it, cool. If they like it and want to reach out to me, even better. Right. But I think I'm very happy even where I'm at, because the fact that I know there are people who I can reach out to, and I have people who actually have sent me messages, either my DMs or my messenger, and letting me know how I impacted them. And I'm like, wow. Or, you know, complimenting the show.
Yeah, that's a great feeling, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you do it for. You're not looking for the praise, but you're looking for impact. You're looking for giving somebody some value. And that's why I started this. Like I said, it took me like a year to figure out what I really wanted to do. I was doing tech review, and it just wasn't fulfilling me. I love gadgets. I love phones. You can ask anybody. I'm crazy about phones, stuff like that. But you know, it just wasn't fulfilling me. I wanted to talk to somebody. I wanted that human connection. I wanted to be able to talk to people, help people. Give value to the viewers, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I am. And I've always been a people person. You know, I'm both extroverted and introverted. Mm-hmm. So I guess it depends on the day. You know, you never know.
I'm extroverted when I'm performing. When I'm not, leave me alone. If I'm in that element, we have those moments. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm acting, if I'm doing this, or if I'm just out and I'm networking, cool. Yeah, we're good. I can talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But when I'm not, leave me alone. Mm-hmm.
And same here. Yeah. Once you get started, it's like those juices get to flowing, and it's like there's times like when I had you on the show, like where did the time go?
Yeah. Oh man, you know. By.
Yeah, because it goes by so quick.
Yeah.
But I love it, and I think anybody that wants to do it and have a passion for it, definitely, you know, even start live. Just do a lot of live shows on like a Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah. And if anything, that'll get them comfortable.
There you
go. Just talking on the mic, talking to people, talking to yourself when nobody's watching. Because that's how it starts. You know what I mean? You might start
literally
with one viewer.
Talk to yourself. I was that chick that was walking around like, you know, my pretend mic. You know, like, Lord, no, ain't nobody in front of me. But I mean, that's what you got to do. You know, if it's your passion, you know, whatever it takes. But it was my passion. That's something I did not realize that it was a passion till I got into it.
You did it, yeah.
Yeah, I just knew back home in Los Angeles. Now I might be telling my age, but I remember before they had FM, it was just strictly AM radio. Wow. And the personalities that they had when they transcended or transferred from AM to FM, I still followed them. And I used to say, dang, they're having so much fun at work. I was young. when I grow up, I want to have fun at work like that. And again, when I started doing it, I said, this is something that I would love to continue as a career and take it even further. Like I said, giving back to the community, doing something for the people, reaching out, getting involved with different foundations, even other networks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I just want to I want to get into philanthropy, all that, just giving back, helping people through
You
whatever it is,
should. Yeah. And you're a natural. You're a natural. 'Cause I remember when I first met you and you were interviewing, the people at the, I can't remember
I
what
don't
it
know
was. It
what
was
it
some sort of a
was.
modeling venue.
Something. Where
Yeah.
was it? I can't tell you where it was.
Renee Core. It was something that she gave, and it was really nice too.
Was it
Yeah.
was it at that big like warehouse place off over by the brewery? Off of
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
was, right?
Exactly.
Back off in there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you did very well. I think that's why I started talking to you, because at that time I was with it was Boss Magazine.
Okay.
So I was actually doing interviews for the magazine company that I was with, but I had not been doing radio at that time.
Okay.
But prior to that, I did, and I think I spoke to you about it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep, you did.
Yeah.
Do you do any hosting gigs anymore?
Oh, I will. I
Yeah.
most certainly will. As a matter of fact, if there's somebody who reaches out to me that, wants me to do a hosting gig, I certainly will.
Yeah, I want to come out
Absolutely.
from behind this camera and go to like the BET Awards, stuff like that, do the red
Oh, that
carpet.
would
You
be
know what I
so
mean?
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
Once I
fun.
get that
I've never done
opportunity.
anything like that, but that's something I would certainly do.
Yeah. I definitely want to do it. I mean, we can start small and just do little events here and there, but it's all about just getting your name out there, getting your face out there, people seeing your
Yeah.
work. And just like how you came up to me, that's how that happened. You're
Oh,
there,
yeah.
and somebody
hmm
notable is gonna see that, and they're gonna be like, hey, you know what?
That's
What about
right.
whatever. Yeah. Hey,
hmm
here's a curveball. So for my show, like I told you, I like to bring people on who could be transparent about their journey, what they're doing, kind of give some tips to the viewers, right?
Right.
Because there's gatekeepers. There's people who don't want to give the information. Here's a
hmm
curveball. What would make you not give somebody information they're seeking when they approach you?
What would make me not?
Yeah, because listen, I talk about people not wanting to give information, withhold information, right? But
Right.
there's also a right and a wrong way to network, approach people, be
Right.
professional, right? See where I'm
Right.
going? So what would make you, someone approaching you, what would make you not want to give somebody the information they're seeking? And though you're not that way, but there is a right and a wrong way on how to approach people, how to present yourself.
That's it. And I mean, everything comes with, I guess, respect, and how you approach someone. If you want information from someone, it's a certain way that you have to ask for it, because I'm very transparent.
Mhm.
If I tell everyone, if it's something you want to know about me, just ask.
Yeah.
But it's the way you ask, how you come
Absolutely.
at me.
Yeah.
And I've had people that I met before who we've been friends via social media, and they knew who I was,
Mhm.
and just stumbled across them in person, and it wasn't a good look, the way they came at me. And
Mhm.
these were gentlemen, of course,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a good look. And I mean, it's like they were prying, like wanting to be in my
Yeah.
business, my personal
Yeah.
life. And of
Asking
course,
way
I'm
too
like,
many questions.
oh, look at the time, gotta go,
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
then you get some people too that they sit on the sideline, right? They don't support what you do actively. They may watch you, but they're just in the shadows.
there's a
They're
lot of
watching your every
those.
move. They're watching your posts. They don't like them. They don't share it. Whatever, right? They don't comment.
Terrible.
But then they may reach out to you one day out of the blue, like, "Hey, how do you do such and such when you do this on your show?" Or da. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who do support and they'll ask, and I'll give them information. But there's also other people who don't actively support. They're never there, and then all of a sudden they pop their head out. Hey, long time, da. I saw you doing this. Hey, how do you do that one thing? No, I'm not giving you the information.
Oh, that's a lot of people who want their music being played. Chica, can you play this? Hook me up.
Yeah. But
Can you share this? I have a lot of people that want me to share what they're doing on my page, and it's like, why are you're using my platform for what you're doing? I'm using my platform for what I
yeah,
do. If I'm
yeah,
going to share, anything in regards to helping to promote something that someone else is doing, that's my choice.
right.
Or it's because, they've done it for me. But you do have a lot of people that will come to you and ask. They'll literally send me the information in my inbox and, oh, can you post this for me?
Yep,
No.
yep. And
Have
you
you
haven't
ever
seen
and
or
have
heard from them.
never ever reached out to me,
Right, right. And
shared
then
anything of mine?
let you give them the information, gone, ghost. Don't even
Don't
respond to
hear
you
from
anymore.
them.
That's
It's
happened to
terrible.
me, because like I said, I'm a giving person when it comes to information and how to do this and do that, and everybody's not like that. So some do get me. They'll pop up
Yeah.
out their head of, hey, what's up, long time, and I'm like, you know what? All right, whatever, I'll tell you. Even though I know what they're doing. So don't think I don't see you. Don't think you got me. Because I see exactly what you're
I
doing.
don't think you got. That's
Right.
right.
You just caught me on a day I felt like giving. I felt like whatever,
Right.
But there's days where I'm like, nah, I'm not giving you the information.
Oh, cool. Even with your friends,
Yeah.
your own friends, I I have a big. I just made a post about this the other day, and I tagged you in it, as a matter of fact. But I do. I have a really big heart, and I don't mind helping people. At the same time, I'll sit here and I'll share whatever you have going on for you. I'll go and like and comment on your stuff for you. And like I said, you've not one time ever supported me in what I did.
Right.
And even those who are your friends, it's funny how I have a lot of family and a lot of friends. And I have a handful of family members that, this doesn't even concern them.
Hmm.
But there's some, it's like, I know you're watching, I know you're checking it out,
Right.
I
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
funny thing is, it's like you won't even call and say, I'm proud of you. Sometimes we look for that because I'm my worst critic. I'm my
Yeah.
own worst critic. And I'll try to listen, to my shows playback. I don't really get to all of them
Hmm.
to see where I might need improvement. I've come
Yeah.
a long way when I started this podcast because when I first started, my sound was crappy.
Man,
It was
listen.
like it was hard to
Listen.
get around.
My lighting was horrible. I was looking like Michael Jackson over here. Like I was so bright.
Yes.
Like it was crazy. I had to figure it out, but it's
Oh
trial and
my
error. And
God.
listen, you
Yes.
you learn
But
by doing. And
right.
at the end of the day, and that's what it is. Like I was talking to somebody else, another guest, and I was just saying, people see what you're doing, and it
Mhm.
sounds good, and it sounds well put together, it looks well put together, and they think that you have it all figured out. But man, we're over
Right.
here crash coursing, learning as we go,
Yeah.
learning. You know what I'm saying? Just learning
Oh
as we
my
grow,
God.
and that's really what
I
it is
went
because
through yes.
it's just all about doing though. You just got to
Yeah.
start and just do it. And if you're
Yeah.
confident in what you're doing, even though it may be a little shaky and you're figuring things out, people look at that as like, oh man, he has it all figured out. He has it all put together, you know.
Yeah.
But no, you just got to do it.
Yeah, I was sweating
Got to do it.
bullets when I first started my podcast because I was changing my equipment so much.
Mm-hmm.
My Wi-Fi, it was so
Oh,
many glitches.
I'm telling you, man. I had a
So
show with.
anybody listening, don't listen to the first several shows.
You know what? No, listen to them. Listen, go listen to them so they can
You'll
see
see
the
how I
progression.
improved.
Yeah, they can see the progression because that's just
Yeah.
real. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
one thing I try not to do. Like I got my whole little set, my backdrop and all that, but I try not to dress it up too much so that it
Right.
doesn't become. I don't want. I want it to feel organic. I just always want it to be organic. I like a nice
Yeah.
set prop.
And it is.
I like
Yeah.
a nice set prop, and this is for me. I want
Yeah.
to present it. Like I said, I want to present it as a production, so they can kind of see what it is that I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go as far as get a talk show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still just try to keep it organic. So people will be on here and they be like, "Hey man, if you hear my dog or if you hear my kids," I'm like, "Man, don't worry about that. If the kids run up on you in the interview, so what? Keep them in the,
I know, right?
if you gotta sit your child on your lap because they crying, I don't care. We're still gonna
That's like
talk.
my son. I'm like,
We're still
he's
gonna
right
be
there.
real.
And he just looked at, he's right there.
You know what I
Like,
mean? We're still gonna be
get my
real. We're
daughter.
still gonna talk, man. We're not dressing this
Yeah.
up. We'll
Oh
keep it
yeah.
professional, but we're not gonna dress it up too much. This is life, man. I'm a
Exactly.
realist.
And
Like,
it
this is
happens.
life.
And like I said, I really, I don't want to say have come a long way, but I mean, the show I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Everything sounds great. Everything
Yeah.
is
Oh
fantastic
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. The
I
production
love
is
it.
really good.
Yeah.
Production is really good. My son was listening. He was like, "Man, that show, yeah, very professional, very well put together." I
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, man, she knows what she doing. She
No,
doing her
thank
thing."
you.
Hey,
Tell little cool I said thank you.
yeah, I'll let him know. I'll let him know for sure. So
Yes,
he's a fan for
yes.
sure. And I wanted to say something too about um, it was kind of cool the way we kind of reconnected because I think you reached out to me on Instagram or whatever, but it was cool because like we were talking about, you reached out to me and it was genuine. It wasn't like, hey, cool, da 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 da, see what you're doing, da 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 da, come on
Right.
your show. And I wasn't like, hey, can I come on your show? We just
Yeah.
talked for a little bit and then it was like, oh, love to have you on my show. Okay, cool, let's
Right.
set it up. A
Hmm.
couple weeks went by, I reached back out, and boom, we made it happen. And that's how you do it. So
And that's true.
I was just saying, long story
Lost the
short,
sound for a second.
you can hear me now, right?
I can,
Okay.
yes.
I was just saying, long story short, anybody who's watching this, networking and just being genuine, man, being genuine is the key. It's all about your approach. It is an art. Networking is an art. Getting
Absolutely.
information out of people is an art. And this is the thing. You may not have anything to trade or barter with them at the time, but if somebody can see that you are serious and passionate about what you're doing, they can kind of see your end point. They can kind of
Right.
see where you're going, and they'll be
Right.
more willing to help you because you presented yourself professionally. You
Right.
spoke with some class. You knew what you were talking about. You just needed a little bit more information to kind of get to that next level. People will be more willing and apt to give you the information because they want
Absolutely.
to see you get there because they see it. They already see it in you. You're just not there
Yeah.
yet. You
There you
know?
go. And I don't know if you've had this as a concern or a problem, and as a man maybe, but as a woman, like you said, I am the network queen. That's what I do. And sometimes I will seek out my potential guest
Mm-hmm.
because if I see you're doing something very prominent, naturally I'm going to reach out.
Yeah.
But it seems some people think there's an agenda behind it. One thing about me is I'm really big on follow up
Yeah.
or just say yes or no.
Yeah.
Don't leave me hanging.
Mm-hmm.
It's never an agenda. I'm not out here trying to ask you to come on my show because there's an interest. No, I'm very serious about what you're doing and putting it out there.
Yeah.
If you're interested, fine. If not, there's never an agenda. And someone asked me recently in my inbox, of course, do you have, women on your show? I'm like, yes, if you go and, check
Right.
my archive, you will see. But I reach out to a lot of women and it seems
They're the ones who are like,
isn't that crazy?
wow.
This is why there's so many men on my show. It's not because I don't want women on my show.
Right.
I'm wondering, why are you not reaching back out?
And see, this is the
I'll ask
thing.
you and you'll say yes, and then you don't hear it. No, there's no follow-up when I reach back out to you. And that's a pet peeve of
This is
mine.
crazy. Look, so listen, this is the thing. People got to understand, you're an entertainer. At the end of the day, you're an entertainer and you have to put a show together. You have to put a good show together. So if you're reaching out to them, that has to tell them something. I'm reaching out to you because you have something quality to bring to my show. We could put on a good show. It can help you promote yourself. So it's not just helping me. I'm helping you. Help
Thank
me.
you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm helping you, period.
And that's it.
And
I'm like, okay, shoot then, fine.
But I think people
On to
just
the
have
next
their
one.
guard up. I think people just have their guard up too much because there's so much shadiness going on and so many people being used. And so I get it, but you just got to know, like, you got to know what it is. This is entertainment. It's entertainment. And you got to put a good show together. I'm not going to bring somebody on my show who I feel don't have anything to talk about or they're going to be talking.
Oh, my God.
Or they can't.
Because that's what we learned doing terrestrial is
Excuse me.
You don't want no dead air.
Exactly.
I had one person on the show. Well, I'm not going to even say that because they'll probably know who they are if they happen to listen.
Nah, don't even say that.
Like,
don't even say that. Leave it out there. Let them think about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't even
Well,
bring that to
here's
their
the thing,
attention.
Cool.
Talk.
If someone invites you on the show to do an interview, that's what it is. Give me something. There are some people it feels like I'm literally pulling teeth.
Yeah.
One of the things that I used to do is I used to put a list of questions together just in case, so the show would keep going.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? I'm the type, I like a natural flow.
Yeah.
And when we're talking, it'll just come to me like that. And I'll ask. This one person, it was like, oh God, let me just end this interview real quick.
Oh my God, that's terrible. It is what it is. But hey, that makes you witty. That keeps you on your toes.
Exactly.
So he helped you. So look at it as a building block, a stepping stone for yourself.
Oh, but then they start reaching back out to me. When can I come back on the show? Not.
Nope. Ain't happening.
Learn to talk more.
Not happening. So what about?
It's unfortunate because you have people that you're interested in, and they'll do something to rub you the wrong way, and you're not feeling them anymore. It's like, don't use me.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. That's the worst thing you can do. And because I don't mind, anybody can be on my show.
Right.
Anybody. But have a genuine heart, be sincere.
Yeah.
Don't use me. And then after you're honest, like you said, I don't ever hear from you again.
Yeah.
I love having people coming back.
They checked you off the list. They checked you off the list. They did your show and they're on to the next.
Yeah,
but it is. And all they're doing is trying to just build their media portfolio. That's all they're trying to do. So they can say, I've been on this show, I've been on that show, I've been on this show. You know what I mean?
You should have seen.
Trying to build a relationship.
Oh yeah. When I was doing FM, people were coming out the woodworks.
Oh, sure, for sure.
They were coming out.
Man, please.
I was there. Everybody wanted me to be their DJ, VJ. I'm like,
host
wow.
This, host that, be my DJ, shout me out. Can I get
keep in mind? I don't mind doing anything for free because if it's for a good cause, a good reason, I don't mind. I've helped, and I better be careful what I say because that's the next thing that'll happen. People start blowing up my phone.
Yeah,
Chica, can you do this? It's free.
Light up.
But my co-host and I did talk about that, though. We don't mind, but it depends on the situation because now we're in a position we're doing so much right now that. It may have to be a fee involved, unfortunately, not everything is going to always be free or a bartering type of situation.
Right. Some type of sponsorship.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Drop in the bucket.
Right.
In the bucket.
You know the rest.
Right.
Yes. Oh my God. I say that all the time.
So I want to switch it up a little bit. I want to ask you. We're gonna wrap it up soon, but I wanna ask you one question. Not one question, but I wanna ask you, what have you found to be the silver lining in this whole Corona pandemic for yourself?
Oh, that's the one silver lining I can honestly say is being able to be with my family. I spending time. Like a lot of time, sometimes you're pulling your hair out, but I don't care. I wouldn't trade that,
For sure.
The hard part is, helping out with the school because my youngest, he's in the 5th grade and I realize I'm not smarter than a 5th grader, obviously.
Hey, listen, man, that stuff was so long ago and you seldomly use it when you leave school. So it's...
And they're far more advanced in the 5th grade than I ever was in the 5th grade. I'm like, do we ever learn that in the 5th grade? But, yeah, spending time with them, and I have 4 kids, and we just spend a lot of time together here, and that's just, even knowing that they're in the house when we're all together, that means a lot to me.
Yeah, like you said, it could be trying sometimes, but the beauty of it is that you're slowing. We've been forced to sit ourselves down, slow down, and regroup, get a peace of mind. Whether you knew you needed it or not, that's what we all need it, and now you're getting it. Hopefully you're getting it. Hopefully you can slow your mental down enough to get a peace of mind, kind of reflect, regroup, and also this is what I like about it. and I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say I like the whole situation because no, people are dying. That's not a good thing. It's never a good thing.
Yeah.
But what I do like about it is, as far as from a business aspect, is that people are getting creative, and that's what it's about. When you hit hard times and just like feels like everything's up against you, the cards are stacked. You have to become creative, and this is the one thing that I realized that's happening right now. Personal
Yeah.
trainers will never go broke again
Because they're doing it
because
online.
they're doing it online. There
A
is
lot of
no
them.
excuse for a personal trainer to ever go hungry ever in life because now guess what? You don't have to go and personal train someone in their home anymore. You can have 50 clients across the nation. All you got to
That's
do is get on there and guerrilla market yourself, show your videos, testimonials, and all that, and people will
yeah.
sign up across the nation, and you
Oh
can
yeah.
have 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 40 clients a day on Zoom.
Oh
Charge
yeah.
$10 a head, and then what do you have there? You do
Oh
that. You know what
yeah.
I'm
I have
saying?
several
Like,
friends that are doing that right now.
yeah. Yeah, I got
I've
a family
never
member that's
seen
doing it
so many
too.
lives on Facebook in my life as of
I
recently. People who
know. Oh
I've
my
never
God.
seen in my life go live are going live all the time.
Yeah. It's lit up
I've
like
never
TV
went live. I
channels.
think I'm
It's
gonna go
basically like
live.
TV channels right now. For
I know,
real.
right?
But that's
But
what I
like you
like
said,
about
one
it.
thing you did say that's important, even taking time to learn something
Yes.
that can be beneficial.
Yes.
Being an entrepreneur, positioning yourself to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Just
I
don't be
think
afraid
that
to
is
do them.
also
You can't
something
just
that is great during these times, something that, what is your niche?
right.
And something that you can do that will allow you to learn what it is you want to learn to move forward and become an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if there's anything that you ever thought about doing, now is the time. Just
Yeah,
do it. Do
yeah,
it. Like
yeah,
I don't listen, I don't have anything against anyone going live right now because you should be going live. You should be going hard. I'm about to go live tomorrow. I'm about to
yeah.
start doing seriously, I'm about to start doing interviews on live
Mhm.
tomorrow. And I may not do them
Yeah,
every
I'm going to go
day.
live. My
Huh?
first time. It's going to be crazy because I've never been live, but I'm going to go live.
Yeah, you have to. Why not?
Mhm.
Because you're a
Yeah,
radio personality. You're in
yeah,
media. You're an influencer. You should go
yeah,
live. And
yeah,
that's how you're going to build up your following even more.
yeah.
Why not? Do it. Even if you have 2 people tuning in, just do it because it's going to build. It's going to
I'll probably
grow.
I'll have a wine tasting online too. I
There
mean,
you go. There you go.
no, but I just said the other day, you know what? I've seen people who I've never seen go live before. They're live, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go live,
You
but
should.
it'll be cool when I
Yeah,
go.
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I went live maybe about a week or two ago. And I was just talking. Yeah, it was cool. But yeah,
Hmm.
it's good, man. You should do it. I think everybody should do it. Anybody who's trying to do the media thing or whatever, I think you should. Or just,
Yeah.
yeah, you should.
Oh,
Businesses. I
yeah.
mean, I see
You'll see
businesses
me, I'm
going
sure.
live.
You're
Huh?
like, what is Chica doing? I said, you'll see me.
I'm
No,
not
but
gonna
it'll
be
be
asking
good.
that. I know what you're doing.
Yeah. And I may do something topic based, Everybody listening, I do have a page on Facebook called the Let's Get It All Out Show. And I definitely will be posting on there too when I do go live, maybe a topic or something. And people can jump on and go live with me or watch me and interact with me. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
love
cool.
various topics too. And if anyone has any ideas, of topics that we could discuss, definitely.
Listen, I want to do one thing with you before we go. I want to say everybody go check her Facebook out. For sure. Go check her Facebook out. Interact with her. She is good people. You see her personality. She's very good. Check her out on Instagram too. Chica Simone. ChicaSimone. Not Simone. Not Simon.
Simona said yes.
Not Simone. But yeah. Check her out on Instagram. Follow her. Follow her show. You can check out on X Squad Radio. Download the Spreaker app. Speaker Podcast app. Check her out every Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Eastern.
check her out.
Absolutely.
And because you're on radio, I'm gonna play some snippets of a couple songs, and I want you to name that song.
Okay. Put me on the spot.
You
Yes,
ready?
let's go.
And I'm gonna take it back too. Hold on, let me get this queued up. Let me see.
Ooh, I'm usually good with this. Okay. Hold on.
Let me see. Nope, that ain't it. Hold on. That ain't it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go in here and put it in the middle. I'm gonna play just a snippet. Okay. I don't want to get a copyright infringement.
Oh, got you. Okay.
But you gotta name that tune.
Okay, I'm ready.
On. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Oh, let me play it. Yeah, I'll be late when you're my woman.
For a second, that sound like in the wrong place, but it's got to be the right time. No.
Come on, you got it. Come on.
Did it? Was that it?
No.
But no.
What'd you just say? What'd you just say?
Oh, I don't know the name of the wrong place. I don't know who it's by though. But that's what it sounded like.
Sing it.
Don't get me to sing it.
Just say the
I don't know the words. I was in the wrong place, but it's got to be the right time. So I don't know the words.
Nah, you going too old school. You want to know who it is?
Who?
Listen. Come on, Chica.
I know it. Oh, I got it. I know.
You got it. You got the melody.
Why will the words not come to me?
You want to know what it is?
Yeah, I know it. I know what it is.
If you want me to stay.
Oh, that was so off cue. Okay.
Slide the Family Stone. Right. Yeah.
Well, who is it by? Is it Family?
Slide the Family Stone. Slide the Family Stone.
There you go. Wow. You took it back.
Number 2.
Okay. I'm ready.
Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it to the middle. Let me see. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Luther Vandross.
Yeah, you gotta know that.
Never too much.
You gotta know that. All right. Ding, 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 ding. You got one. Hold on. Let me sound my little bell for you. Hold on. Let me sound my little sound effect for you. Hold on. Let's go. What I want to give you.
Where's Ellen? Give me my prize. Where's Ellen DeGeneres?
I'm gonna give you the little symbol. You get it. Okay, hold on. Number 3.
Okay.
We're gonna take it back. Number 3. You ready?
Yes. With you. Joy. It's called Joy. Duh.
Don't you say joy and pain, pump it up.
No, it's not that. Be with you. Oh,
Come on, you got it.
Oh, what is his name?
Come on, you got it.
But it is called Joy.
Joy, you got that part.
Oh, his name is right there.
Come on, a legend. It's a legend.
Joy.
You got it. You want one more?
Okay, give me one more.
You got the song.
We'll put that one on pause.
Here we go.
Okay. I know who that is. Oh God, I know who it is. KoolKard. What does it start with? I'll tell you. What's the first letter?
T.
A D?
No, a T.
Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'll give you a little bell too. Hold on.
Oh my God.
All right, I got one more for you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you go to bed.
I'm not sleeping. Okay.
All right. Let me see. Okay, here's one. Hold on. Put it to the middle.
Oh, I think I know that beat.
You probably know that. Here we go.
We're wasting time.
Stop loving you. Barry White.
Yeah. What's the name of the
Say
song?
that you stop loving me. Oh.
What's the name of the song?
Baby.
That ain't the name of the song. Come on, you got it. It's one of his hits. You want another one? You want another sample?
Okay, give me another one.
Here's a sample. Here's another sample.
Okay.
That wasn't much. I'll give you another. Hold on, let me find it.
Okay.
Let me find it.
I know for a fact that's Barry. Nobody got that voice like Barry. I gotta sing this song. Don't you keep? I am practice what you preach.
Yep. There we go.
Yes, practice what you preach. Oh,
practice what you preach. Yeah, you got it. I had to do that. You're a radio personality. You got to know them songs.
Yes. Oh my God, I just told my age.
Hey, listen, I know them songs.
Right. Oh my God, I love those. I love trivia.
Yeah, man, that was cool.
But I love music, so
Right. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming to kick it with your boy.
Yes.
I appreciate you having me on your show. I look forward to being back on your show.
Most
everybody.
Definitely.
Like I said, go check her out. Instagram, Chica Simone, ChicaSimone.
There you go.
Chica Simone. Follow her.
Go.
All right?
Yes.
If you have any booking needs, follow her. Advertising needs, follow her.
Yes.
You need some music played on your show, on her show. Follow her. Connect with her. Reach out. All right? Yes. Chica, and don't forget, also check out her Facebook page. She's gonna start a group. You can go over there. Y'all can sip wine together. Y'all can be girlfriends. Y'all can hang out. He said KoolKard went back when Moses was the DJ. Hey man, that was damn. I had to take her back, man. I couldn't give her this new stuff, man. It's too easy.
I know, right?
The new stuff is too easy.
It would have been real easy.
I mean, that was easy.
Unless you play some trap music, then I would have been like, huh?
Oh
yeah.
But yeah, y'all check out on Facebook. Check me out also, KoolKard. Cool with a K, Card with a K, on Instagram, Facebook, all that. All right. If you got something good out the show, please share the show. Please subscribe. Share it with your friends. Tell somebody about your boy. I'll be back here every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another guest. And we out. Chica, you got any last words?
Yes. Make sure you follow me. You never know. I might get you on my show too.
Yes.
But thank you. I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. It was so much fun. And we got to get you back real soon too. I may have to do the same thing with you now.
Let's do some trivia.
Yes.
I'm with it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. All right. You have a good night. I appreciate you once again. Until next time.
See ya.
Peace.